Good morning, everybody. I was mid-arm workout and I had to run out and take out my bread out of the oven. I was like, you know what? I'm going to film a vlog today because we haven't done that in a long time. So let me show you my bread. It looks amazing. I lost my starter when we went on our trip recently to the Grand Canyon. I forgot to put it in the fridge, and so it got really nasty. So I'm now using one of my friend's starter, and it's doing great. We're watching all 3 of the Toy Stories, or 4, I guess, before the new one comes out. And last night we watched the first. Oh, really good job drawing Rex. I love it.
And the alien.
And the alien, yeah. I put on my skincare. We are going to just do some like fresh summer makeup. Been loving.
Hi, I'm in here.
I've been loving like my cream products. I'll share a couple I've been using. And I've also been air drying my hair. It was awfully straight. I used this other shampoo that was just for like smoothing hair. Not my favorite because I actually prefer a shampoo that gives me more like volume and natural wave because my hair is naturally wavy. This brand is awesome, Inner Sense. This is the Sweet Spirit leave-in conditioner. Really, really like this. It smells so good. I actually looked on their website to see if they sell like a body mist because it smells so good. And then this is the Inner Sense Hair Love Prep Spray. I like this one because it preps your hair from heat and also it's like a good UV protection for the summertime. And then this is a newer, it's not a newer brand, newer to me, R&Co. I got the Aircraft Pomade Mousse to give my hair volume. I also just ordered their Wave Spray. It's like a dry texturizing spray. Got all my bathing suits hanging back there. Now that we have a pool, I feel like we have bathing suits everywhere, but I love it. All right, so first up, I'm gonna use my RMS. Sorry, you're wobbling right now. This is the, it's rubbing off, Supernatural SPF 30 Radiant Serum. I'm in between these 2 shades. They only have, I think, 3 shades. So I have the light and the medium, and I just blend them together with my fingers. And this gives me my SPF. What I love about this is it's lightweight, gives me sunscreen, and it gives you just a little bit of that kind of glow. And I don't have to use the foundation with this if I want like a really natural look. If I want foundation, I use my Araza cream foundation, which is absolutely beautiful. But these days I've been going really, really minimal with my face. And I just like my skin to just breathe. My skin's been behaving nicely these days. I've been using this a lot. It's the Papa Bear Naturals Restorative Tallow Balm. Okay, and then these are what I've just been starting to use this week. It's the Earth's Cure. So we have the bronzer, the highlight, and the blush. So I've been just doing like, they're so creamy. I do that. And then I buff it in. It gives you a really pretty bronze, and it's very easy. I mean, it's super similar to the RMS Cream Birdie bronzer, so I don't think you need both, but they're nice. If you want stick form or pot form, they're just kind of different. I do think this one has a little bit more of like a bronzy color. The RMS one is a little darker and has a little bit more like a red tone, which is very natural too. And then let's do a little bit over my lids. That'll be my eyeshadow. Another thing I've been doing is tinting my brows more often, like once a week, and it just helps me not have to spend so long on my eyebrows. And we were at the river recently, and so it's nice to just slap on a little gel and you're good to go. And then we'll do a little bit of this on my, I know it looks crazy when you're doing it, but it's really pretty. There's something about blush on your eyelids that really makes your whole look very cohesive. Also, I've been using some self-tanner. I have not used self-tanner in years and years and years, but lately I've just been really into like looking really bronzed. So the one I've finally found one that works well for me. It's in here. It's Tan Organic. I have the medium dark bronze mousse. I would love to try the oil. But yeah, that's what I've been using, and I feel like it, I mean, I have probably a little bit left over. This is the highlight. We're just gonna put this on top. But it just gives you a really pretty color. We're gonna do a little bit of brows with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. I use the color Taupe, which is kind of, I feel like a funny color to use because my hair is very warm. It's not, I feel like when I think of taupe, I think cooler tone, but whenever I use a brow product that's like auburn, it always pulls really, really orange on my brows. So this is just a really neutral color. I go through these so fast though. I buy them at CVS because I use all of my 1,000 coupons that you get. So I can get a few dollars off because makeup at the drugstore is not cheap anymore. So like I literally bought this and my mascara this week at CVS, this and my CoverGirl mascara, and I spent $26 for those two items. And I had a bunch of coupons still. I was like, how is this possible? I feel like in the past, I feel like everything was like $5 and now everything's like 10 to, okay, I gotta look at an actual mirror, not my phone. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of brow gel, just kind of sweeping it up. And I've actually not even been doing any concealer. I have a little bit left over on this brush from yesterday. So let's just do a tiny, tiny bit. You know what I love doing is putting this brush, this is from RMS. It's great for concealer because it's so tiny and you only need to put it right where you need. But I just go right in the areas that's dark, right there. Not bad though. But I mix my highlight with my concealer and it just gives you a really bright under eye look. I also have been really liking my Araza cream blushes for my lips as well. But the one I want is in my purse, I think. Sun Glow. Yeah, like I love all these cream bronzers. This is the Raza one. That's what I've been using a lot lately. This or my RMS one or this new one I just got. But these are really great on your lips. These are a little pink. I kind of want to use, I have one that's a little bit more warm and I heard it's called Barely. So these I believe are Etsy. Pretty much all my earrings I get are from Etsy. Same with this necklace. I'm trying to mix silver and gold pieces. All my pieces are all gold and I'm just liking silver a little bit more now. So I literally only have like this and a pair of earrings. So we've got that. This I kind of made. I got these charms a long time ago, J and V for June and Violet. And then I have the Sunburst one, which looks like an O, so JVO. These I think are Miranda Fry, long time ago. A little pearl bracelet, again from Etsy. This little tennis bracelet is Etsy. And then this one might be somewhere else. I'm not too sure. This top is from Old Navy last year. I love this like cherry red. It's kind of fading a little bit because I wear it so much. And I can just kind of push my bra straps back into it. And then these shorts are from Gap a couple years ago. They're nice because they're a little more low rise, so they're looser on me. I feel like most everything, actually the rise is coming down for a lot of things, which is better. Like it feels more comfortable to me, but yeah, they're my most low rise short and a little bit longer, I feel like too. So they're just like a really relaxed, casual short. Some oatmeal today for breakfast with a little bit of maple syrup, cinnamon, and sea salt, which is so good. If you guys do not have, well, I put it in a little mason jar. If you don't have Celtic sea salt, you must get it. It makes everything taste so good. I even have been doing, here it is, some cold foam with honey in this and it's delicious. All right, we were heading out, so I'm gonna bring my protein with me. Drop the kids off their friends for a few hours. And here are my little creatine gummies I'm gonna have too. They're really good. All right, let's talk pelvic floor work really quick. So last year I thought I was having UTIs. I was on 3 rounds of antibiotics. Like I just couldn't get rid of this urgency feeling. I ended up going to a urologist who gave me overactive bladder medication. I didn't want to take it, but I did try it for like a few days, didn't do anything. Then she recommended me, she's like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like everything looks fine. And so then she recommended me to a urologist who specializes in women's health. And she then was able to check my pelvic floor and she was like, your pelvic floor is very tight. And I knew all along, like this was related to my pregnancies and births, but it's like nobody talks about it. And I just feel like this is such a gap in healthcare. It's after you have children, there's so many things that I feel like just don't work the same and need attention and need help. So basically she was like, you can cut out a couple things in your diet that might be irritating your bladder. One of them was vinegar, and I was also adding a lot of balsamic vinegar to my salads, and dairy, like yogurt, and I was also eating yogurt every day. So I don't eat yogurt as much anymore, and I don't add balsamic vinegar to my salads anymore. I mean, every now and then, but not like every day. And there was a couple other things I could cut out, but she was like, I would recommend you go to a physical therapist that specializes in pelvic floor, which is funny because I'm married to a physical therapist, but he doesn't specialize in pelvic floor. But I started just looking on YouTube and I found some amazing people who do yoga for pelvic floor, just exercises. I realized was that my pelvic floor, there's so many muscles down there. My muscles were just so tight that they weren't working properly. And when they're really tight, it can affect your bladder and make you feel that urgency feeling all the time. So all of these exercises are focused on figuring out how to release that area and relax those muscles and then strengthen the muscles. So one lady that I follow, she basically says like if your muscles are tight, that doesn't mean they're strong. It means they're tired. So this whole area just, I feel like got forgotten, you know, after having babies. And I didn't pay enough attention to strengthening that area. So I started doing all these exercises. Every night I would do some before bed, and it literally went away, that urgency. Like, I couldn't believe it. And so then recently I started feeling that urgency again. I'm like, shoot. And so I realized I had not been doing any exercises. So I think this is gonna be something that is gonna be ongoing, that I need to continue to do this like a few times a week. Right now I'm trying to do it every day just to really alleviate those symptoms. And I notice, like, literally right after I'll do this workout, I will feel so much better, and it just like eases that area so much, and you feel so much more relaxed. So I'm gonna do one right now. That's my favorite, but there's so many you can do. Also, if you have prolapse, if you struggle with other bladder things, there's so many videos for that too. The one I'm doing right now also addresses prolapse. And if you have more like weak muscles where you like pee yourself, like there's so many things you can do for that too. These exercises are like funny because it looks like nothing that you're doing, but it's a lot of focusing on breathing, focusing your attention to those areas, strengthening, releasing those areas. So when you watch it, it'll be kind of fun to watch. I'll actually play a clip just so you can see. I'll kind of splice a couple things together instead of putting music over this. I want you guys to see like what I'm actually doing.
At your hips, release your bum and hover back. Whew, it's a lot of work. And come up. Now, what I want you to notice is this position, a slight external rotation at your hips, naturally activates your pelvic floor. So that we're doing a lot of work in this move just by hovering down, hinging at your hips, and then coming up. Between cow pose and cat pose, you're getting a release of the pelvic floor, release of the sitting bones apart, and then an activation of the pelvic floor. So it's like you're doing a Kegel, squeezing and lifting your pelvic floor, pulling your belly button toward your spine, and exhaling. Inhale, cow pose, release. And now, a bridge has been shown to be more effective at activating the pelvic floor than a Kegel exercise when done correctly. And part of the reason why is you're also activating your glutes, your inner thigh muscles. They should be turned on too, so that your knees aren't like this. You want to be turned on. So, after you've released, taking a moment to just breathe, maybe even push pause on this video or pain, then you might need to take longer. If you have bladder irritation and you feel that that's contributing to pelvic floor tension, which it often does, then pause the video and maybe just relax. Find a position that feels really comfy. You can hold on under your thigh or around your shin, whatever you like. Just breathe and relax into your pelvic bowl. So feel like your pelvic muscles, all of the muscles in your pelvic floor area, the muscles around your anus, the muscles around your urethra, all of these muscles are relaxed. Often one reason we can have bladder urgency and frequency is because these muscles are quite tense. And so we want to just relax, give these muscles a break. If you don't breathe, if you hold your breath, it causes this pressure management issue where you get this buildup of pressure, and that is really bad for your pelvic organs, for your pelvic floor. So breathe. Manage your intra-abdominal pressure. Let's just do two more. If you think of your pubic bone area, just behind that is where your bladder lives. And I want you to think of your bladder and visualize a really beautiful, calm.
I'm so relaxed now. It just like, it's hard for me to relax. So when I do things like that, it's like, it shows me how important that is and how I keep a lot of just like stress, and I'm tense in areas. So that is necessary for me. I'm seeing birds in here. I was seeing that something was eating my leaves, and it is the little birds, because we have cucumbers over here and a lot of my leaves were bitten off, and I was like, what's going on? Same with over here. I have some peppers. I had some peppers right here, and the leaves were gone. They're just little tiny shoots now. So I don't know if they have life left in them. We'll see. Tomatoes are looking great. I added a couple more steaks because they're getting huge, but we are officially getting some tomatoes. So just wanting them to get bigger, but they're healthy. All right, back here, our cosmos are big. I ended up taking out the zinnias because they look like kind of like a fungus got them. So I ended up planting some mint seeds up there. I know mint kind of takes over, so I thought that'd be a good area for it to live. Fingers crossed. Everything is kind of full grown at this point. Like my chives are gigantic. I'm not even gonna use them all. Same with over here. This is Thai basil. I thought this was regular basil, but it's not. So now I just kind of let it flower and it's just pretty at this point. So we are eating the lettuce. Sorry. These are just some flowers that I popped in to grow. But then back there we have a couple basil seedlings along with over here. Right there. Look how cute that is. I put some more basil there because I want just like the sweet basil instead of the Thai basil. So I'm hoping that grows nice. This is like a random cilantro right there. I pulled the cilantro, which is over there, because it all ended up flowering. But the basil or parsley is really healthy. I just picked a bunch and put it in the freezer to save. Our lettuce is starting to get a little hot. You can tell it's starting to brown a little bit. We've had so much lettuce. It's been really great. A little tip, if you guys are worried about caterpillars with lettuce, plant marigolds, because it's completely deterred any caterpillars from back here, which has been crazy because the first time I came to harvest some lettuce, there was 40 caterpillars. It was so crazy. All right, guys, that is gonna be the end of this morning vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are having a good start to your summer. Let me know if you have a video you would like to see. Leave me a comment and I'll try to do that for you. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.